Disney has just announced new attractions, new and returning entertainment, and new meet and greets at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And they've also introduced the name and more details about Disney's 6th cruise ship and the new private island in the Bahamas. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. Hey there, my name's Eric D, and on this channel my hope is always to make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical with tips and tricks, food reviews, and news. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. But as you likely know, this past weekend at D23, Disney announced a bunch of new things for the parks and the cruise line, and a number of them I'm very excited for. Some of them were a bit too vague for me to get excited at this point. They kind of did this weird thing where they went to just blue sky of, oh, we could do this, or we might do this, but it's way down the road, so it wasn't an official announcement for some things. We're going to talk about all of that, but we're going to start by talking about Disneyland, then Walt Disney World, and then get into the cruise line. So let's dive right in. First, Disneyland character meet and greets. The Mandalorian and Grogu will make their first appearance at Batuu at Disneyland Park starting in mid-November. Beginning next week, Disney is saying for a limited time, the Incredible Hulk will appear in Avengers Campus in his quantum suit. We have known for quite a while that Disney's been working on these larger-than-life character interactions, so it's going to be awesome to see this in person. After character meet and greets, the thing we have to look forward to are entertainment updates and some exciting new things coming for the Disney 100 Anniversary Celebration. The Disney Parks blog says, at Disneyland Resort, the Disney 100 Anniversary Celebration will kick off in late January 2023, with special limited-time celebrations taking place throughout the whole year. The happiest place on Earth will receive new platinum-infused decor, new sparkling looks for Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and their pals, special food and beverage offerings, and so much more. Disneyland Resort guests will be dazzled by 2 all-new nighttime spectaculars, World of Color 1 at Disney California Adventure Park and Wondrous Journeys at Disneyland Park." End quote. They gave a little bit more details about each of these shows. For the World of Color one, they said, World of Color 1 will celebrate the storytelling legacy started by Walt Disney a century ago. It will tell a new story of how a single action, like a drop of water, creates a ripple that can grow into a wave of change. It brings some of the most courageous, loving, and inspiring characters to life in new ways. The show will also feature a new song called Start a Wave. And when I heard that the new song will be called Start a Wave, it went back to 20 years ago on the Disney Channel when they had that Friends for Change song or something like that. If it's as emotional as that song as it was when I was 20 years ago, then I'll be a fan of it. And I know it's probably nothing like that, but that's just what came to mind. Of course, World of Color is a beloved show, so I hope they do a good job with this. I love what they did with kind of the Christmas version of World of Color, so I'll be excited to see what they do with this. Disney goes on to say about the show happening at Disneyland Park, Wondrous Journeys, a new nighttime spectacular that will ignite the wonder in all of us. It will feature nods to all 60 Walt Disney Animation Studio films to date, taking us on a journey filled with artistry, music, storytelling, and heart. It will continue to build on the park's state-of-the-art projection effects, turning Main Street USA, Sleeping Beauty Castle, the facade of It's a Small World, and the rivers of America into an artist canvas that brings characters to life all around you, as fireworks dance in the sky. Wondrous Journeys will also feature an incredible new song called It's Wondrous. Plus, in spring of 2023, Disney will bring back Magic Happens, the parade that only appeared for a few weeks in the park in 2020. Also in spring 2023, the revamped Mickey's Toontown will open. They have provided more concept art of the inside of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where there will be a special exhibit created by the Toontown Hysterical Society, celebrating all things Mickey with costumes and props. Disney went on to say, upon reopening the land, there will be more opportunities for families to play together, with new open, grassy play spaces for everyone to unplug. We are stepping into a new era of inclusive experiences in this land for families of all ages. So many of the areas will become interactive play areas with different effects all around Goofy and Donald's house, and also some of the fountains in Toontown. Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open at the Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World in late 2024. Some new details and a model for the attraction were released. Disney said, "We pick up the story during Carnival season, when Tiana is hosting a party for the people of New Orleans. She discovers her celebration is missing a key ingredient and needs our help to find it. On Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we'll join Tiana and Louis on a trip to the Bayou, where they meet all sorts of unexpected new friends who have a special role to play in the party." Disney goes on to say, the attraction will get a whole new look and feel. Plus, Imagineers are blending tried and true techniques with the latest technology to make this feel like an entirely new attraction. I am excited to see how Tiana's Bayou Adventure comes together. I'm really excited to see how the inside turns out. One thing that was kind of a letdown looking at it is the model for the attraction itself. Splash Mountain itself always kind of had that log on top where the critters, you get thrown out of. It had looked originally in the art that they had originally provided that they were going to turn that into a tree and Mama Odie's boat would be on top of it. But now that has gone away and they have added a water tower that says Tiana's Foods. And I'm hoping that they come up with something a little bit more imaginative than just Tiana's Foods, maybe like Tiana's Gourmet Foods or Tiana's Specialty Foods or something. Just I feel like Tiana deserves a little something more classy than just Tiana's Foods. So that was just my first takeaway at looking at it, but I am excited to see how this comes together. And I have been impressed in the past with those things the Imagineers working on this attraction have come up with, like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. They did a great job on that. So it'll be interesting to see how this all comes together. In 2024, Run Disney will also be returning to the Disneyland Resort, and that is very exciting for people like me who are big Run Disney fans. And so I ran in the last weekend that they had a race at Disneyland years ago, and I really didn't know if it would ever come back based on things happening in the city and just some of the things that were happening as far as the logistics of it all. So I'm very excited for that to be coming back, and hopefully they bring back the classic Disneyland half marathon weekend and also like the Avengers half marathon weekend. I think it will be very exciting to see those come back. Disneyland's Paradise Pier Hotel is becoming the Pixar Place Hotel, and they will have a Finding Nemo themed splash and swimming area. And painting on the hotel has already begun for this changeover. And the announcement I was most excited about was for an all-new attraction coming to Avengers Campus. Now, they didn't say a date on this. My guess would be 2025, but this attraction will bring guests into a battle alongside their favorite superheroes. And this ride looks different than the original Quinjet concept that was proposed years ago. So it looks like this is going to bring guests into a battle in the multiverse against King Thanos, who the story goes that he actually won in his universe, in his multiverse. I think one of the great things about having a multiverse storyline concept for this is that means you can bring as many characters in as you want to, and it doesn't matter if they're from different time periods, it doesn't matter if they're from completely different areas. Everyone can come together for this. And so even from the art, you can see there are some that are more cartoon-drawn characters. There are full-on, the regular superheroes we're used to. There's multiple versions of Captain America. There's the regular Thor. There's Mighty Thor. All those different things coming together. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome to see how they bring this together. It does refer to it as a family attraction, but we know that at times, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, they refer to that as a family coaster, even though there is a height limit on that. So they didn't give much details about what kind of attraction it will be, but it will be interesting to see how it comes together. And like I said, I would keep my eye on 2025 because we have 2023 with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, 2024 with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then 25, I would assume, with this Avengers attraction. So that is my guess on that. One surprise for the Disneyland Resort was the Pacific Wharf area in Disney California Adventure will be reimagined into San Francisco from Big Hero 6. Disney promises a place to meet Baymax, plus new spots to eat and shop. For Walt Disney World, I feel like there were a number of things that I would be much more excited for if they were more concrete, but there were a lot of kind of blue sky talks of, we could possibly do that, or we could possibly do this. Some things to get excited about is that Figment is coming back for a meet and greet at Epcot, so Figment is returning, and also the Hatbox Ghost is coming to the Haunted Mansion in the Magic Kingdom. And they also said the big thing people were excited about is Happily Ever After is returning, and also a new nighttime spectacular will be coming to Epcot, replacing Harmonious. So those two shows that they spent all that time and money on, it looks like are getting pushed aside for something maybe the fans enjoy a little bit more. The things that I would be extra excited about is they talked about possible expansion behind Big Thunder Mountain. They talked about some Coco additions, they talked about some Encanto additions, and also a Villains area that they were talking about for there. And for Animal Kingdom, they were talking about replacing the Dino area with a Moana area, focusing on kind of the sea creatures, and also replacing it with some Zootopia things. And so that is, once again, they said it was very blue sky, it was just kind of a rough conversation, rough concept art, so there was nothing specific. So those are all things that if they would have announced it officially, like this is going to happen in 2024 or 2025, I would be ecstatic about all those. But because it was all high level and nothing seemed concrete, I'm not going to get too excited just yet because I want to see how it comes together first. But that was kind of the heart of the Walt Disney announcements. And then, as we know, this summer, Disney released its 5th ship, and I really enjoyed my cruise on the Disney Wish. And there's 2 more ships coming out. We know they're similar to the Wish, but one thing I had been hearing is that the Wish was kind of to represent the castle at sea or the fantasy land at sea, and that the other ships would have different themes. And I thought, I can see that, but I can also see them just kind of having duplicates of this new Disney Wish. Well, they are going in a slightly different direction. They'll still have kind of the same shape and look and form, but inside, instead of being themed to fantasy, this one is going to be themed to adventure. So I'm very excited about that. As you can see here, the Grand Hall is themed much more to an Aladdin setting. And instead of the glass slipper, they are going to have the magic lamp. And also the statue in the Grand Hall is going to be of Aladdin, Jasmine, and the carpet. And we also got the name of the ship, which will be the Disney Treasure. We didn't get much more details than that, but I'm very excited to see how that comes together. And I can already imagine some of the cool things they could do and the characters they could mix in there. Because when you are on the Wish, it does feel very much like you are in Fantasyland in some areas. So I'll be excited to see how they bring in things, whether it's Aladdin, whether it is The Lion King, Jungle Book, different kind of adventure scenarios that they could bring in there. I think it will be really cool. They also briefly talked about Disney's new private island, Lighthouse Point. They didn't give us much details, but they did give some new concept art showing what the buildings will look like. And we know that they're trying to really pull in some of the history and culture of the Bahamas into this island specifically. And they're also trying to maintain the natural beauty of the island and also protect it. And they said 90% of the power on the island will be from solar power. So that is a high-level overview of what we know so far about what's coming to the Disney parks and the Disney Cruise Line in the next few years. In the comments below, I would love to hear what items you're most excited about, what things were you maybe hoping to hear about but didn't hear about yet, because there's still other things going on, like Tarzan's treehouse that is being updated and kind of changed at Disneyland. We've also seen some work going on in areas of Tomorrowland, so I think there could still be some plans going on, but they didn't announce anything officially. So I would love to hear in the comments below both what you're excited about and what do you think you would want to hear more about in the future. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like. And as I said before, consider subscribing because my hope is always to make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical with tips and tricks, food reviews, and news. We'll see y'all again real soon. Bye.